Arson, rapine, riot, civil insurrection is terrifying Europe. The date is 1848. In England, rebels conspire to overthrow the Royal Academy of Arts. The rebels are students and idealists. They are against industry, state religion, and official art. They would replace these with notions of honor, truth, and beauty, quite unsuited to our time. This infatuation with the deeds of knights and damsels has led them to join together in a pre-Raphaelite brotherhood, through which they expect to derive inspiration. The Pre-Raphaelite brothers have fished out a stunner from a milliner's near the Haymarket. She is working class, but respectable. An admirer says, unusual for the Haymarket, where it is easier to walk the streets for a few hours than to work in a shop for 15. Dante Gabriel Rossetti has fallen in love with her. He drifts between being a poet and being a painter. Whatever impresses most is least effort and pays best. John Everett Millais has money, or rather his parents have. Rossetti hangs about hoping to acquire the method of painting without working at it, or, if not the method, at least the model. Ophelia may please Millais, but Miss Elizabeth Siddal pleases Rossetti more. Rossetti has led Miss Siddal away from his brother Pre-Raphaelites. He accuses them of using her as a mere clothes horse, but has not got round to painting the girl himself. He is leading her to expect a proposal of marriage, but would have no objection if, instead of a wife, he acquired a mistress. Miss Siddal acts with the instincts of her class, to protect herself in a cruel and pitiless world where love, more often than not, leads to disillusion. It is best not to be caught too easily.
That's enough of posing. Recite me a poem.
A sonnet for the Cid.
What's that then?
I looked and saw your eyes in the shadow of your hair, as the stranger sees a stream in the shadow of the wood. And I said, my faint heart sighs are me to linger there, to drink deep, and to sleep in that sweet solitude.
Oh, I like that indeed. Recite it again from the beginning.
I have not finished.
But it's lovely.
Comprehending not the sense, you like the sounds I sing.
I like the sentiment.
It's poor stuff, it's enough.
But it's lovely, and you're to recite it again.
Don't make a nuisance of yourself.
Can't you behave proper?
Miss Siddal, I'm sorry. Miss Siddal, I'm sorry. I'm beastly to you, and I mean to be nice. You keep me at arm's length, or I long to hug you.
Don't!
Don't say!
There! You're just good!
Miss Siddal, I am sorry.
What do you want then?
My God, what shall I do with the girl? I want to make you mine, don't you know that?
Oh, then why can't I meet your ma and pa?
You shall.
You've been saying that for months.
What give me time?
Oh! You're ashamed of me. Oh, I'm a shop girl. What sells bodies? I'm not lying down like your sister!
Honest or not, I'm jolly fond of you.
Funny way of showing it.
I'll take you away from that damn Mrs. Toza's bonnet shop.
Oh, don't use language.
I'll rescue you. No more bonnets, no more Toza. Go, Toza! Death to Toza!
No more Mrs. Toza. Oh, we found it. Why? I'd never wear a body of hers again.
Well, let's rid you of this hunter.
No!
Death!
No! Oh, no!
I'm sorry.
She fluted with her mouth, as when one sips, and gently waved her golden head inclined outside his cage, close to the window blind, till her fond bird with little turns and dips piped low to her of sweet companionships. And when he made an end, some seed took she, and fed him from her tongue, which rosily peeped as a piercing bud between her lips. And like the child in Chaucer, on whose tongue the Blessed Mary laid when he was dead, a grain, who straightway praised her name in song, so when she, a little slightly red, now turned on me aft, I heard the throng of inner voices praise her golden head.
So begins a ritual. Every day they spend together. Come evening, Mr. Rossetti walks Miss Siddle back from the rooms he occupies in Blackfriars, over the biggest open sewer in London, to the digs that she occupies in Marylebone, for which he pays the rent. At her front door he waits and is turned away every evening, to do just as he pleases for the rest of the night. Next morning, Mr. Rossetti is back in his rooms in time for the spiritual session, combining this, perhaps, with the more mundane matters that seem to arise in an artist's life. And every morning, in pops Lizzie, a little paler, saying less, asking nothing. Thus they exist in a world of their own, each shaping the other to their own desire, each oblivious to the stench from the sewer beneath their window, each lost to the smoking city and the world beyond. And the world does not intrude, but kinsfolk do. When you meet them, Rossetti tells his model, say nothing and stay safe. Christina Rossetti loves her mamma and her papa and her sister and William Michael. But the love she has for her brother, Dante Gabriel, is greater than for all of them. Miss Siddle's respectability is gaudy compared with that of Miss Rossetti, and Miss Rossetti loves God, which Miss Siddle does not, except in passing, like dropping a curtsy to a statue in black. God has his uses, according to William Michael, but his sister Christina makes altogether too much of religion to the point of religiosity. So these are the Rossettis, pleased with themselves apparently. Not Italian, but not really English, except for William Michael. He is resigned to supporting the family in failed enterprises, with Papa bedridden and balmy, and Christina and Mamma failing to start a school, and Mamma being difficult about Gabriel and Miss Siddle. Mamma liked the idea of being a model to an artist in her very own family, and having sons and daughters painted as celebrities and saints. But if Mrs. Rossetti has met the challenge of Miss Sybil by refusing to meet her. Her daughter is not so uncharitable.
Excuse me, Miss Rossetti, would you take a cup of tea?
No, thank you. And what are you doing now that you are no longer making hats in Mrs. Stoser's shop?
I'm teaching Miss Sybil to draw.
How clever. I must think of drawing myself. We must go. Well, goodbye. We surely shall meet again. Sometime.
Not the first, but the second quarter's rent from my full-feathered fellow tenant.
You didn't tell me William was sharing.
Oh, don't worry, won't live here amongst all this squalor.
It's not as
No, but I shall ensure that he pays his share of the rent. Come on. Doctor's going to drink his health at supper. Mother's present. Oh, never mind.
It is unbecoming for the personification of a spiritual ideal to display an actor. But Miss Sybil goes to the other extreme. She throws up almost as often as she eats. And what is more, her ailment is genuine and baffling. I insist you take a sop.
It's all right, I can manage.
The guggles you haven't eaten all evening.
You're too rich.
And how are your dwelling?
Oh, lovely.
I want you to take a quiz.
We'll be now.
Come on. You've answered. Good night, my little lamb. Good night, you old baggage. You old baggage. Caught in his own ideals of chivalry and chastity. After 5 years of almost daily visits, Miss Sybil remains a virgin. Ideals apart, this could become most tedious. Even more so if the virgin takes to art, in slavish imitation of her tutor and in preference to housekeeping, at which she is also hopeless, even at a medieval level.
Hell!
Hands on me.
Now the button's come off. I was thinking of you when my heart gave a sudden lurch and the button couldn't hold it and it flew off out of the window.
I got a mother of pearl here.
Mother of pearl, sister of jet, sweetheart of gold, all 20 carat.
Oh, no! I stitched and stitched that shirt.
Lizzie, I'm sorry. Your hair is a golden veil through which I see my dream.
Got a needle?
You would stab me.
I warn you.
You slash me.
I warned you.
You had no cause. It's unbelievable. I rescue you, protect you, toddle and cherish you, and you stabbed me!
Call that a stab?
Will you attack me then?
Oh, me love!
Not one drop of her blood is human. be made like a soft, sweet woman.
I want to go out.
Well, who's stopping you?
Are you going to take me?
Oh, I have some use.
So the cart horse.
Well, unless you want me to come like this, or blooded, you had better wait.
Don't bother. I'll take myself.
Despairing of home comforts, Rossetti looked to the possibility of combining business with pleasure in the person of Miss Fanny Cornforth, another Cockney model of rather wider experience.
Fancy him taking on like that about a tiny scratch. Anyway, he deserves it. He's only got to pop the question. Of course I'll marry him. God knows what I'd do if I lost him. Oh, Emma. I hurt so. Like there was an iron band locked tight round me. Have you tried Mother's Blessing? What's that then? Laudanum, of course. I give it a kiss when they're squalling. Here, love. Drink this. And say ta-ra to your troubles. I'm that desperate, Emmy, I'd drink anything. Bitter. Who is this?
I don't know. Where did you know it is? Sweet Fanny Adams. So you know her, Mrs. Brown? Is she a model of your husband's acquaintance? It is so unlike Gabriel.
Jane Brown. I wouldn't let him alone with her.
Don't matter who she is. She ain't pretty. It matters considerably if Dante Gabriel is to be persuaded to sell his work. It is partly his fault that he's so neglected. Oh, if we could only find some person of influence to become his patron. If pigs had wings, they'd fly. I'm trying to help you both. Yes, Miss Rossetti. One face looks out from all his canvases. One self-same figure sits or walks or leans. We found her hidden just behind those screens. That mirror gave back all her loveliness. A queen in opal or in ruby dress. A nameless girl in freshest summer greens. A saint, an angel. Every canvas means that same one meaning. Neither more nor less. He feeds upon her face by day and night, and she with true kind eyes looks back on him, fair as the moon and joyful as the light, not one with waiting, nor with sorrow dim, not as she is, but was when hope shone bright, not as she is, but as she fills his dream. Doing it on purpose to pay me out. Mrs. Brown and me are going now. Can you leave the key under the mat? Yes, of course. But Lizzie, you look far from well. Yes. Well, good afternoon. Come along, Emma.
The light of the world is most certain to establish the fame of one pre-Raphaelite brother. William Holman Hunt is also a most sincere Christian. He need be, to continue helping Gabriel Rossetti, who repays kindness with condescension, and renewed requests for loans of 10 or for introductions to wealthy patrons.
I see Annie Miller's playing Jesus this week.
I decided that it was blasphemous for a woman to pose as Christ.
That's a pity. We might have got some of that 5,000 quid he's asking for it. Got it in there as we needed it.
I want to talk with you about Lizzie.
What's the little business?
You are loony.
I'm loony. What about Hunt? For years he's been planning a painting trip to Palestine, and next week he's off to the Dead Sea. You know what for? What? To paint a goat.
Goat?
Yeah, Annie Miller told me. He's educating her, and he's worried that she's going to fall behind on her studies while he's away, so I've agreed to take over where he left off.
And why should Holman Hunt ask you to educate his model?
Because the damn fool wants to marry her when he returns.
Oh, Gabriel.
And as recompense for time spent away from my work, he's going to introduce me to the one and only, the great John Ruskin. And if Ruskin can't find anybody to buy my work, then nobody will.
And if he cannot?
Then there's my poetry.
Self-made millionaires, city fathers, municipal dignitaries, and other art lovers with ready open checkbooks look for guidance on what to buy from one man. John Ruskin is the arbiter of what is art and what is not. And it is John Ruskin who comes to Rossetti.
Oh, that's a lot, Sullivan. Oh, that's a study by Miss Siddle. It shouldn't really be there. She's just a pupil, and this is another one of hers. I don't know how they got in here. Another one. I'm terribly sorry. You did this.
Would you take some tea?
Well, Miss Siddle, you're under no obligation to play hostess to me. The plain hard fact is that you have genius, and genius has been encouraged. I have plans for you, and for our friend here.
In the tactics of patronage, John Ruskin is a master. He raises the weak with the same suave charm with which he humbles the proud. Gabriel says Ruskin keeps his personal effects under glass, since he never has occasion to use them. Among other irritations, Ruskin calls Lizzie Ida, and treats Gabriel like a schoolboy.
Ruskin is a sneak who's growing to love me because I am a sneak too. He half likes Hunt because Hunt is half a sneak. He adores Millet because Millet is the prince of sneaks, but too much so, for he sneaked away Ruskin's wife, and so Ruskin is obliged to hate him for having too much of his favorite quality. Admiring my portrait?
No, not particularly.
I wish to see Ida freed from any financial anxiety.
Well, that also is my dearest wish.
I should be delighted to settle a pension on her, but I fear she's too proud to acquiesce in such an arrangement.
Not necessarily.
You think not? That just shows your lack of understanding of a woman's pride. Now then, I will advance you £150 per annum, and a similar sum to Ida. This will be for work which I will value as you produce it.
Well, I don't know about that.
Ida must spend the winter abroad at my expense.
Would you like some stuff?
Art is my stimulant, Rossetti. Now then, what delights have you brought me this day?
Hello, Jack.
Fondest regards. Come on then, open it. The most valuable thing in all the world, he said. What do you reckon, diamonds? Well, you must admit that stupid old bastard is out to make our fortune. If only you'd let him.
My dear Ida, the most precious thing of all is health. In this respect, you are the poorest of the poor. This box contains 1 pound of ivory bone dust, the rarest and most expensive of health restoratives. I ground it with my own hand. Make it this way. To the contents, add exactly 2 quarts of fresh, clean water. Boil gently mark you for 8 hours. Remove and take great care not to disturb the sediment. Strain this through clean muslin twice. Put the jelly in a clean stew pan. Add 6 ounces of low sugar, 2 teaspoonfuls of brandy. My father insists you use inferior kind. The juice of 1 lemon, preferably Italian. Oh, Gug! What does the stupid fool think I am? A sick elephant.
Well, let's have a look at his diamond dust, shall we?
Oh, really? I wish he wouldn't call me Ida. Of all the stupid names.
He wants to send you to the south of France, you lucky old devil.
Trying to force us apart.
Oh, don't talk such cock. Well, he's concerned about your health. And so am I. Oh, Dovey, mon dear. That stupid old Ruskas is a bit of a trial, I know. But, please, for both our sakes, will you try and accommodate him?
I don't want to be an artist. I only did it to please you.
Please me? I've got no money. What's the use of trying to please me?
Things are looking up at Rossetti's place. Except that Gabriel is seldom there and Emma Brown always is. The place is positively cheerful. It is ironic that Lizzie's success with Ruskin, he continues to call her Ida, has spurred Gabriel into attempting hard work under the tutelage of Emma's husband, Ford Maddox Brown. And Mrs. Brown has taken it upon herself to bring Gabriel to marriage, which entails the shoving of Lizzie into the best artistic circles.
Miss Elizabeth Siddons, a well-known painter, caused a sensation upon her appearance at the Royal Academy. Oh, you ain't half a stunner. Here, you can have this one. There's plenty more where that came from. When you don't half dance, lovely. Oh. I was poorly again. Here. Here, feel.
These are for you, when you're properly dressed. Where's Rossetti?
He's with Brown, working.
That preposterous door we call found. Geniuses are all alike, little and big. Of Turner, Hunt, Millet, Rossetti and Miss Siddle, I don't know which is the wrongest headed.
I'm like the old woman who lived in the shoe. Only I don't want to send them to bed and can't whip them. For that's what they all want. One thing is certain. Gabriel Rossetti will never be happy nor truly powerful till he gets over the habit of doing nothing but what pleases him.
What did old Faceache want? Tickets.
Good news. Arrangements for your convalescence in the south of France have been completed. Gabriel has arranged for his aunt to act as your chaperone. When you return, I shall expect you chirpy as a Cockney canary.
Oh, God.
That's my idea.
An awakening conscience. Your idea. You must have come over queer.
It's been my idea for years. A picture that freezes the moment when an erring woman apprehends with terror that the bottomless pit awaits her. An aunt filched it. By rights, I should filch you.
Yesterday was St. Valentine. Thought you at all, dear dove divine, upon the hair in sorry trim and rueful countenance of him, that Orson who's your Valentine? He daubed, you know, as usual. The stick would slip, the brush would fall, yet daubed he till the lamplighter set those two seedy flames astir, but growled all day at sloes and Paul.
The ball was heard ere noon. The dun was at the door by 1:30. At least 'tis thought so, but the clock, no Lizzie there to help it stroke, struck work before the day begun. Some time over the fire he sat, so lonely that he missed his cat, then wildly rushed to dine on tick, 9 minutes swearing for his stick, and 13 minutes for his hat. And now another day is gone. Once more that intellectual one desists from high-minded pursuits, and hungry, staring at his boots, has not the strength to pull them on. Come back, dear Liz, and looking wise in that armchair which suits your size, through some fresh drawing scrape a hole. Your Valentine and Orson's soul is sad for those two friendly eyes. Oh, Mama, how surprised dear Lizzie will be when she arrives and finds you waiting for her.
You do not expected the lady in the house, I warned you. She's out. And an excellent bloody house, I'm sure.
And it came to pass that a dreadful dragon held all the land in its thrall. Such steam and smoke came from its snout that all the land grew dark, and flames belched from its arse. And the dragon begat dragons that shrieked and roared. Who will deliver us from this scourge, cried the goodly brethren, that bind us about with bands of iron and steel. Then came there forth the full noble knight to take up arms in the name of art against the dragons of iron and steel called progress. And the goodly brethren were exceeding joyous, and accompanied him to that sweet city with her dreaming spires, that the vulgar do call Oxford. And those who came with him were three. One exceeding hairy, named Morris, whom all call Topsy. One exceeding thin, named Jones, whom all call Ned. And one most beauteous, whom all call Algernon Swinburne, because he cannot paint, but only pose. Then said they all that he henceforth would be their liege and champion. Truly, said the brethren, all men throughout the realm do say that ye make marvels. Marvels, eh? Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Modest success, growing reputation. And the full noble knight doth dwell among us right merrily. And in the castle there is much creation, and many beautiful things are done, he said. Rossetti does manage things. Yesterday he told me neither Ned nor Topsy had painted a bloody thing until he put them up to this. And yet he insisted on having them. Topsy is, after all, very rich. And Rossetti has the greatest confidence in his ability.
Ah! Look here, Topsy! Golden hair for the fast bitch, not pitch black and to make notes on the wall-eyed model. Yes, old fella, but I prefer black.
Preference granted.
Ah! Damn you, bud! Stomacher! Make a die on a dung heap! You won't take no! Smell me to you, hairy man! Models float round and round in my head!
Sustained by soda pop, currant buns, breakfast and bed, all laid on for free by Oxford University, we lack only professional fees. and the delicious sensation of wickedness that the presence of female company imparts.
Miss Burton, I'd like you to meet some colleagues of mine. This is Swinburne, a poet born but not yet burst upon us. Topsy, an artist born who bubbles and boils at the slightest provocation. It's Ned here who's whatever he chooses. Gentlemen, we should be extremely grateful to Miss Burton, who has now agreed to sit for us as Queen Guinevere. To grind, Tom.
You've heard 'em all.
Miss Burton hasn't.
Oh, I haven't my book.
I have.
You going to punt?
No fear.
How can I read?
If I might hold the book.
I'll choose the grind. This one. Let's see if you can see it from back there.
See it? Etched on my heart. My lady seems of ivory, forehead, nose, and cheeks that be hollowed a little mournfully. Beata mea domina. Not greatly long, my lady's hair, nor yet with yellow colour fair, but thick and crisped wonderfully.
Beata mea domina.
Beneath her brows, the lids fall low. The lashes a clear shadow throw, where I would wish my lips to be.
Beata mea domina.
Her great eyes, standing far apart, draw up some memory from her heart, and gaze out mournfully.
Beata mea domina.
So beautiful and kind they are, but most times gazing out afar, waiting for something, not for me. Beata mea domina.
Show you around. All these frescoes illustrate medieval romances. Mr. Rossetti up there, he's painting the Lady Guinevere, a wan, libidinous whore who left her husband, King Arthur, for Sir Launcelot. While over there, Topsy Morris is painting a white-hot adulteress called Isolde, who left her husband, King Mark, for Tristram. And inspired by these promiscuous, legendary stories, over there, Ned Jones introduces an appropriate Cupid.
Ah, Miss Sybil! And what brings you here?
I knew you'd come back to me.